Alright guys, tonight is pork loin and mushroom sauce. So we're going to start off by searing our pork loin. Here is a nice piece. We cut off all the excess, fat that was attached to it. Now you're going to cover it with a little bit of olive oil. You're going to put a lot of our Graham special seasoning. Alright, now you're going to have a pan. I'm using a cast iron pan because I'm actually going to be sticking it in the oven. If you want to use a different pan, then you can always transfer the meat to another pan to stick it in the oven. But for starters, we're going to put olive oil in the pan. You want to get it really, really, really hot. Now when it's nice and hot and you stick the meat in there and it starts to sizzle, that's when you know it's hot enough. Alright, ours is really hot. You're going to let it sit on that side for 3 minutes before you start to flip it. Alright guys, it's been about 2.5, 3 minutes, and you'll see that this side of the meat is a nice color brown. So you're going to flip it over and you're going to let this side cook for the same amount of time until it's nice and brown. Now once the other side is brown, you're going to stick it in the oven at 375 degrees. I'm going to keep it in my cast iron, like I said, or you can transfer it to another oven-safe dish and stick it in the oven. Alright guys, now both sides are completely seared. So we're going to take this bad boy, stick it in the oven. Now all the drippings that come from this process and from cooking in the oven we're going to use to make the mushroom sauce. So if you're going to transfer it to another dish, then we can use this pan to make the mushroom sauce. And then we're also going to take the drippings out of the other pan to make our mushroom sauce. So catch you guys in about 15-20 minutes after the meat has reached an internal temperature of about 145 degrees. Alright, so it's been 25 minutes, and my pork loin is now at 147 degrees, so it's perfect and done. So now we're going to take the pork loin. Don't cut it yet. You're going to move it to a cutting board. Cover it with some aluminum foil. And allow it to sit and cook by itself for another 10 minutes while we keep the drippings that are in the pan, and we're going to start making our sauce. Alright guys, time to start making the sauce. So we've got all the drippings here. We're going to turn the pan on. Medium high heat. And we're going to add a little bit more oil because we don't have enough drippings. Maybe a couple tablespoons, and we're going to start off by putting the onions and mushrooms in the pan. We're going to grill these for about 5 minutes. And then we're going to add garlic. We don't want to add the garlic right away because we don't want the garlic to burn. So we're going to let the vegetables cook for about 5 minutes. Then we're going to add garlic. Then we're going to let that whole thing grill for about another 10-15 minutes until it's all cooked all the way through and soft. And don't forget our favorite thing, the Graham special seasoning. Put a good amount of this stuff. And we'll move on to the next step. Alright guys, I wanted to show you that we're at 5 minutes in. We're looking pretty good here. And now I'm going to add the garlic. I'm adding a nice big tablespoon. I like this stuff. And now is the last 10 to 15 minutes until everything's good and soft and broken down. Alright guys, it's been another 10 minutes. Now all of the mushrooms and onions are caramelized. It's time to add some flour. Now if you don't have enough liquid in here, you can add a couple tablespoons more of olive oil because you need something to absorb the flour. Now you're going to only add 2 tablespoons of flour. I'm actually using this whole grain rice flour. Now you're going to mix this and allow this to cook, the flour, for 2 to 3 minutes to get rid of the floury taste. So just allow this to cook, and in about 2 to 3 minutes, we'll start adding chicken broth as we mix so we can start creating our thicker sauce. Okay, it's been about 2-3 minutes, and you'll see that while the flour was in here, it looks like there's a bunch of stuff stuck on the bottom of the pan. It looks kind of thick. That's completely normal. The whole process right now was just to get rid of the flour taste. So now we're going to start adding chicken broth as we stir. So this is when we're actually making our sauce. Continue to add a little bit at a time. And you'll see that it's going to start thickening up. You can start trying to scrape some of the stuff off the bottom. I'm using a wooden spoon so you don't damage your pan. I've so far used about 1.5 cups to 2 cups of chicken broth. You're just going to allow this to heat up and slowly thicken. And once it's thickened up a good amount and the chicken broth has started to boil, your sauce is done. Okay, so for side dishes tonight, we're going to have whole wheat pasta. I like these twisty ones. And steamed broccoli. The broccoli is already steaming, like I showed you in previous videos. And for the pasta, it's, you know, just like you'd boil pasta any other way. Fill up the pot, let it get hot first, and then dump the pasta in. When it's al dente, because I like mine when it's not 100% soft, you're going to drain it. And then with the pasta, we're going to cover it with ponzu sauce and Parmesan cheese, and that's it. Because ponzu sauce has very, very low calories and no sugar. And then Parmesan cheese is good because it's a hard cheese. So if you're going to have dairy or cheese, you should stick to hard cheeses because they're better for you. And that's it. Those are our side dishes. All right, guys, now that everything's done, you can uncover your meat. Now we're going to slice it. Now you're going to serve it in slices. You're going to cover it with our mushroom sauce. I mean, look at this. This is just thick stuff. Not too thick, but not runny. Cover your sauce with it, or cover your meat with it. The 1 cup rule for pasta. I'm not measuring exactly, I'm kind of eyeballing it. I do this a lot, so I know what a cup looks like. And as much broccoli as you like. Because again, broccoli is a carb, but vegetable carbs are great, so you can have as much as you want. Fill yourself up. Now for the pasta, we're going to use ponzu sauce. Just put a little on there. And top it off with some Parmesan cheese. Much healthier alternative than other pasta sauces. And that's it. Your dinner's ready, guys. Let me check that out. This is going to be really good. This might actually be your favorite meal. I think I'm going to like this better than the salmon. Have a good dinner, guys.